welcome to DualShockers ShockCast episode 179. I'm your host, Tony Blanco, and tonight I am joined by Ryan Meitzler.
So I'm a conceptual prototype of what you'll be seeing at next year's E3.
Yes. And Mr. Jorge Jimenez.
Here at EA, we listen to
As you can tell, I'm a little bit lower energy because I'm still recovering for E3, and that's what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, we're going to run down the new games, which I'm hearing there weren't that many this week for obvious reasons. But anyway, George, hit us with those new releases, man.
Sure, why not? As I lie, I'm totally unprepared.
I sent them to you, man.
No, you did. You did. They're right here.
Yeah.
You just chill out, all right?
Yep.
All right. So for the week of June 8th to June 15th, we have Entwined on the PS4. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 2 on the PSN. How to Train Your Dragon 2, Wii U, Wii 3DS, PS3, Xbox 360. Enemy Front, Xbox 360 and PS3. 1001 Spikes on the Xbox One. Sid Meier's Civilization on Steam. Go get them. Well, Linux, Steam. Just go get it. Pac-Land, Wii U. Pac-Land, Wii U. See what I did there?
Yeah, I saw what you did.
Pac-Land. One's a Pac-Man and one is a place where Pac-Men live. Yeah. AI Race, Xeno? iRace?
Wait, what? What the hell's the name of this game?
It's A, I, and then uppercase race, Xeno. So iRace, Xeno? Okay. Martial Arts Capoeira. Haha, yes, on the PC. Space Run, also on the PC. I'm gonna go with Martial Arts Capoeira because I would want to play a game where everyone's kind of like dancing and fighting and
Wait, that's it? That's all? Ryan, you weren't kidding. There are not many games.
That was it. It was a light week, I guess. Aside from maybe I've heard good things about Entwine and maybe Shin Megami Tensei, but come on, we've played it all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Entwine. I think we saw that E3 and I remember liking it. I don't remember what the game's about. I don't remember anything. I just remember I liked it, so I'm gonna go with that.
I saw it and played it, so I thought it was very good.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
what was that one about again? Ryan, what was that one about again?
It's kind of like if you ever played Rez on like 360 or PS2, it's kind of similar to that. Where it's about these two it's like a fish and an eagle, like a fish and an eagle cybernetic life form thing where they're like flying through space and time and blah 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 and that's about as much as I can describe it, but it's really cool. It's a cool rhythm-based kind of music-based flying. I don't know. That's as best as I can describe it, I think. But
you said it.
Yeah.
Yep. You said it, man. You said it.
Kind of like Rez. I'm like, all right, I'm on board. Let's go.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as I was playing it, I totally had Rez flashback, so I'm okay with it.
Awesome. All right, so obviously this is the.
Oh wait, I didn't get to take my pick.
I thought that wasn't.
That's fine. Rez, you picked Rez, so let's move on.
It's fine. Yeah. No, I was gonna say I'm supposed to be reviewing Enemy Front, so I guess I'll pick that. I haven't gotten it yet, but I guess we'll see.
I'm not reviewing any of these games.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Shin Megami Tensei 2. I played Shin Megami Tensei 4. That was cool. When that game come out on originally? Like PS2 or something?
PS2, yeah. And this is a Digital Devil, so this is like that Special Forces team, I think, that could all turn into monsters. That's the Digital Devil Saga. Yeah. You're like a squad of soldiery types who turn into monsters. So,
yeah. The one I played, you could summon I don't know, whatever. I thought
the lady turns into a monster, has like monster boobs, I think, too, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the series that much. I thought Shin Megami Tensei stood for Digital Devil Saga, but apparently not. I don't know.
It's not a translation. It's kind of like just the franchise.
Yeah, interesting. Anyway, E3, we talked about it last. So you
thought Shin Megami Tensei meant Digital Devil Saga 2?
No, I thought because I know Devil is Shin, so I'm like, maybe this is a translation. They just said it twice. That's what I honestly thought. I don't know.
LA screwed you up.
You don't do research.
LA screwed you up, all right?
Yeah, LA. Yeah, it fucked me up, man. Actually, that was before LA though, because I just assumed that Shin Megami Tensei that must mean Digital Devil Saga, right? They just didn't want to translate it. That's what I thought. Oh well.
The internet is furious with you right now.
They didn't want to translate, and they're like, "Is that what it actually means?" They're like, "Nah, don't worry about it. It's close enough. It's fine."
Yeah. Anyway, now can I talk about LA, you bastard?
Yeah, there was something. You went to some, what is it? Some
Yeah,
trade
I
show?
don't know.
Like a
Brian and I went
conference?
to LA for something. We just hung out for like a week for no
We
real.
were actually there for the LA Film Festival, which was also last week. So you know.
You were there to see the Kings, I guess, right? When the Stanley
Yeah,
Cup?
that's
Is that what happened?
the hockey game. You know.
It's hockey. It's like soccer on ice, I'm told.
The fucking Kings game, man. There was that one night where there was like a fleet of cops. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, it's because of the Kings fan. Okay, I get it now.
LA turns into a war zone whenever their teams win anything.
Dude, I live in Manhattan and I've never seen this many cops before. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
I was in New Orleans while you guys were away, and I was watching Kings games just at a random bar, Kings and Rangers at random bars, and yeah, watching the Rangers lose 2 games in overtime was like heartbreaking. And all of a sudden, New Orleans is full of like LA fans, and people just like they just lost their minds. Some guy threw a fucking he picked one of the stools and just threw it, and he was a Kings fan. Like he was like, I won, yeah, and he fucking chucked it. I was like, I need to leave the bar right now.
So this is what it seems like to be like. This is how Kings fans are. If they lose, they destroy shit. If they win, they destroy shit.
I'm just so excited.
It's like, do you need 20 cops per every 20 feet? Really? It's mad.
Look, a lot of people watching a sporting event, all drinking at the same time. Yeah, shit's gonna go down. So thank God for them.
Yeah,
but yeah, E3 happened, so I didn't get to go.
Thomas,
but you guys
joined us at the perfect time, my friend. Say something, my Australian buddy.
Words, Thomas.
Anyway, so yeah, we were there for E3, all the madness and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much the busiest week of any gaming journalist fucking E3, and we were right in the middle of that. Last week, which is actually technically Monday, because we brought it to you guys late, we brought you episode 178, which was all about what we thought about the conferences. But since we have George and Thomas here, we get your take on it, and we'll just throw in some more anecdotes, because when we recorded it, we didn't talk about Nintendo because that didn't happen yet.
Yeah, they did that cute digital stream. So I think what we should do is talk about, not go too in depth, but I kind of want to get your just quick opinions and maybe rank the press conferences, because as someone watching from home, so like Monday I couldn't see any of the press conferences till later that night, so I just kind of threw them all in order and was kind of surprised by. So who went? Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, obviously. But
yeah, it was actually the exact order was Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo.
Right. Yeah, so we attended all of them except for Ubisoft. That was the only conference we didn't attend.
So you guys had the glowing wristbands and stuff, which
looked really weird, man. Does this shit still work anymore? I guess not.
Mine
still working anymore? Oh, well.
Mine still does.
Okay, mine still.
You just got a dud.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if these are UPS track, GPS track.
That's what I thought. Because remember how everybody was saying
and then they can keep track of like what booths you visit, and then how they take all that analytics and just be can you really want to see Far Cry, those fucking assholes? Like, we'll go next year.
But no, my thought was that they would explode when you go to the Sony conference, so that way like they would just kill hundreds of people as you go in. So like Sony's conference would just be a bloodbath, like. And then Sony has the worst EA or YouTube press conference.
Hundreds
of people die.
And they can just blame that. Again, it's like, the lack of announcement of Last Guardian was to blame, and it's just like, just kill each other.
Microsoft was like, don't look at us.
For years, they'll be like, why did all these people just suddenly explode? Well, they happen to all be wearing Xbox wristbands.
All right. The people who weren't wearing the wristbands outside of Sony are still safe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Only the people inside the conference died. So yeah, George, give us your quick impressions. What do you think of the conference?
My quick impressions, watching it from home, is just I thought the Microsoft press conference was the tightest out of all of them, and that's maybe because it was televised. So it was just, and they kept their promise. Yeah. They said games. So it was like, one guy talks. Here's a game. Here's another game for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I thought the Witcher trailer did really well, And I think
give me that Witcher game right now, man.
yeah, and I think they did a good job of just showing that, like, hey, look, our games look just as pretty on an Xbox One as they do on PlayStation 4. And I think that Witcher demo got that point across because The Witcher is a gorgeous looking game, and the first thing you see, and same thing on when they showed Call of Duty, it's like, hey, running on Xbox One hardware. And Call of Duty looked really good, and The Witcher looked amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course you can have those snubs like, well, it's going to look better on PC. Well, fuck you, it's not about you. But I thought it looked good, and I thought it was a good showing for Microsoft in a sense where it was like, oh, okay, it gave me a little bit more confidence in the hardware, being an owner already, saying like, all right, looks like they dropped the Kinect, big deal, but it looks like they're still on track, and looks like they're going to keep most of their promises. And I think anyone on the fence is going to make a harder decision now because it's like, oh, it looks like they are closer than what I thought. Because you're looking at the stuff in direct feed, 1080p, or like 60 frames a second. You're like, oh, these games are actually really decent. But like I said, it was a little bit too meant for TV, so everything just kind of flowed. Everything went through, but it was there was almost no personality in there. Phil Spencer was kind of hilarious to watch. I love watching because he's so corporate and really smug, but I kind of like what he's doing over there. So yeah, Microsoft, thumbs up on Microsoft. It was better than what I expected.
Yeah, I think
it was gonna be more of a mess. I don't know why. I had a really bad feeling about that press conference going in, and I kind of left there like, okay, nothing blew me away. Like Scalebound looked kind of cool.
But it's just all around solid kind of thing.
Yeah, but I was happy with the conference overall. But like I said, nothing jumped out at me like, oh, I have to have that, or like, oh yeah, this is the clear winner. And then EA, I think, had the worst press conference. It seemed like they were there because they had the space, and if they didn't not use it, they were going to lose it. So it's like, we got to throw something out there. And which makes sense because they don't have many games coming down. They have games coming 2-3 years from now, and they really kind of have nothing.
The only games they really have.
What was that?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. One of the problems I felt was like they've got a lot of games coming down the line, which I'm pretty excited for. Battlefront, Mass Effect, whatever it's going to be. But didn't really see any of that. It was just kind of developers talking. Which is nice to an extent, but at the same time, I want to see the games that you're working on, kind of thing. And there wasn't really much of that.
Yeah, they could have done. If that was the case, if they didn't have anything to show, they should have just done longer demos. Like, I would have loved to see more of Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, they could have, I don't know what Criterion Games is working on. They showed me just video of a dude on a jet ski jumping out of a helicopter back into the jet ski. I'm like, I guess it's kind of cool, but what the hell is this? Because, and I love that because it was like this weird documentary style behind the scenes. Where it's like,
that's what I want to ask you.
We're just kind of making a game with, we thought it was cool. It was like, but there's no game here. What are you guys doing? He goes, hey, we have time. We're seeing what works.
Yeah, a lot of some people that I talked to after the conference, they were actually really mad that they're like, what the fuck's up with these documentaries? It's like, I want to see the games. Like, you get to see the games being made. That's something, I thought it was actually pretty cool. Somebody was telling me NFL Films is now in charge of this, apparently.
For the EA conference, I thought, I did really like that approach. It was different from what we normally see. It wasn't just a barrage of trailer after trailer. But I think it did show. I think what you guys said, it was kind of the weakness of EA's conference was that most of those games they showed are extremely early. The Criterion thing they showed was wireframes. It was it was barely it was barely a working demo of a game.
And then the Mass Effect game was just like, hey, we're working on a Mass Effect. We guess it's going to be cool because we're listening to you guys. Now here's a screenshot of the galaxy map.
Yeah,
it was working on another game that we're not going to tell you anything about. But Hudson's in charge of it, and I'm like, not even anything.
It was basically the Mass Effect thing came down to we are working on a new Mass Effect. Here's some concept art, and then the new IP. It was we're working on a new IP. That was it. There wasn't anything else really. That was
and then I thought that the PGA Tour quick teaser was kind of weird because it's they're playing golf over a battleship, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. The only time I ever think about PGA Tour was in that trailer. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
How insane was that, dude? It's like, hey, I'm going to go golfing. By the way, we're going to golf in the middle of a war. It's like, okay, that's weird.
I was like, fine, whatever.
It was a cool little thing. I'm not a big sports game person, but even that had me kind of okay, that's cool. That and the Bruce Lee demo for UFC was pretty cool as well. That was cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I think they could have got away with showing a longer demo. I mean, maybe show, and then the big what capped the show off, what ended it was Battlefield Hardline, which I think would have been great if it wasn't leaked a week prior. If I didn't post a video up of the alpha a week prior, it probably would have been great.
By the way, during that demo, I had a really weird moment because it was happening outside downtown Los Angeles. I'm like, is this happening outside right now? Because like the graphics were so realistic. I'm like, this could be happening right now, and we wouldn't even know it. There was like a weird moment there.
There's just 60 dudes robbing a bank and fighting the police in the middle of LA, and you're like,
so we're watching video games. This
I need
shit
to call my mom. What's going on? Like,
we're gonna go outside. The EA
was just weird. So EA was weird. I got the vibe that this was like a response to maybe how Battlefield was released, and people were like, "What the fuck are they doing over there?" I think they wanted to show that like EA was more of a human company, and these are like actual developers working on, and they're working really hard. And I think that was kind of like the theme of it. It was like, we're working really hard, and we want to respect the blah blah blah. And I think that was a direct response to people. Maybe the image that people have in EA is like they'll just turn out any shit just to make it, just to make $1. And it's like no, these people care. And it's like they like that Star Wars Battlefront. Like I thought I was gonna be totally satisfied with just showing me anything about Battlefront, but I was like that was not enough. Don't show me a stormtrooper helmet or a guy just taking off with a speeder. I kind of wanted to see two dudes shoot each other just for like a second.
But with that said, like what they showed looks like. If that was the actual graphics, that looked amazing.
It looked incredible.
The 10 seconds they did show, I was like, is that video game snow or actual real snow?
Yeah, that forest looked fucking nice, man.
Yeah, it looked what they showed looked amazing, but it like broke my heart at the end of the trailer when they said "See more, spring 2015." I'm like, oh, this game's not coming out next year. It's like.
Yeah, it was the video was then mostly like, oh man, we got to see a bunch of Star Wars props. It was really cool. We really like Star Wars. And it's like, of course you fucking love Star. Everyone loves Star Wars. I don't even part of the video. You don't have to prove. You don't have to show me how much of a nerd you are. Like you don't have to. There's my street cred. We really love Star Wars. I'm like, I believe you. Just show me the fucking game. So yeah, I think maybe EA was the weakest out of all the press conferences. Ubisoft, I think, had the best show. Because their press conferences are always good and their games always show really
Aisha Tyler, baby.
Aisha Tyler is a great host. I even love that she made fun of the lines that didn't work in there. Like that was great. I thought the demos were all really well done. That Assassin's Creed Unity looked amazing. I still have some questions as far as like how are we making this 4-player co-op? Okay, sure, whatever. But that looked really cool. I love the new crowd system. Like the last time we saw something that good was like in the Hitman. Like last time they were boasting like crowd stuff was in like the old Hitman games. Where it's like, look, he's going through 100 people. That looked like 1,000 people. That
dude, there was a lot.
There was a lot. Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
That was really cool. I thought Far Cry showed really well. It's fucking Far Cry, but people just want more Far Cry, so I'm okay with that.
I just want more elephants, but
yeah, elephants rampaging through, just explosive-proof elephants looked amazing. Even like something like the Just Dance, what they're trying with the you get 30 people log into an app, and that becomes the Just Dance. Like it's essentially a Wiimote doing that, so you can just have Just Dance anywhere. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. They could have just easily just released another Just Dance with just bunch of new music, and they're like, no. Essentially, that franchise makes them a shit ton of money, so it was great to see them just try something new or experiment with the franchise a little bit. The Tom Clancy Rainbow Six.
This one right here, the Division. I got this at the Ubisoft booth. Division. That was really cool, man.
Division looked great. They need to cut down on the fake chatter, teammate chatter, I think, because that does not work. It just sounds really canned.
The thing for me was like like I think it was the Rainbow Six. Like the guy says, "Oh, sorry guys, I dropped the hostage." I'm like, if I was playing with my friends, no way would I say, "Oh, no worries, man." I'd be like, "What have you done? You've ruined the game."
You're an idiot. That's why your mom hates you. Like that's actual online chatter. Not like I especially love in the Division where like the guy gets he goes, "Guys, I'm down." I'm like, no, you're playing. You're not the character. You're playing a guy who got shot. You're not. Okay, but that looked really well. Siege looked amazing. I love the whole like before the mission starts, you're kind of planning out your insertion and like how you're gonna get out, and then the enemies are putting up crazy cool barricades and completely destructible. Like I want to see more of that game because that game looked a little bit too good. I guess that's essentially what Rainbow Six Patriots turned into because that game got shelved. So it was like maybe this is what happened with all those assets. They're just retooling them to make it a more like I used to love the old Rainbow Six games where you just literally just plan out the routes and you spend more time drawing arrows and you're gonna blow up this door, then shoot that guy, then go through here. Like to have that again is kind of amazing. So yeah, I thought Ubisoft like kind of brought it, and like that Valiant Hearts trailer like was such a tearjerker. I was like,
Yes.
I kind of want to play this game, but then I don't because I don't want to cry. But EA definitely the best showing out of there. I thought Sony did really well, especially I think they showed. Even though there was third-party stuff, I think they wowed the crowd a little bit more, especially with that Mortal Kombat trailer, which Mortal Kombat looks fucking nuts, by the way.
Yeah, it does. I got to see a lot more of that. It's crazy. To me, for Sony, the things that stood out, the third-party stuff, Metal Gear and Batman. Holy shit!
Metal Gear looked amazing.
Yeah, Batman had a crazy the presentation when the room started filling with smoke, and then like they showed
Yeah, I was
the
watching
Scarecrow stuff, and
I thought something was messing up. Like,
yeah, that's
to
what
begin with,
everyone
like,
thought.
light stuff looking like, has something going wrong here? And then it's like, oh, okay, I see.
Well, I
After about
started,
10
yeah,
seconds.
as we were watching the trailer, like, and it started glitching and stuff, I started seeing some smoke coming from the floor, and I was like, okay, something's about to happen. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, and then it got crazy. So,
Yeah, I was really apprehensive about that Batmobile. I was like, oh, cool, the Batmobile. This like I was kind of worried it wasn't gonna work.
I just remember after they showed the trailer, and our friend Chris, he was just like, "It strafes! It strafes!"
But yeah, but I love the fact that like I'm like, because one of my concerns is like, well, how's this car gonna handle like around corners on the side of building? That's gonna be weird. Apparently, the Batmobile just drives through anything.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
it's
not gonna get caught on anything. It's like it's probably gonna drive like ass, but it's not gonna matter because you're driving a fucking tank, so it just tears everything apart. I was like, okay, that's the workaround. And like, yeah, sure, I'll buy that. It kind of like goes in all directions now and it's straight. I'm like, sure, whatever.
It's like
Those
the
are drones, okay.
The Batmobile just doesn't give a fuck. It just drives through whatever it wants. It's just like.
Yo, I
So I'm
got
like-
time for no fancy
Like, I get
turning,
it.
man.
The city's evacuated, but these people have to come back. Like, you're gonna come back. Like, what happened to my car? Like, Batman's a dick.
Yeah.
Every corner is gonna have like a giant hole on the side of each
It's a
thing.
Batmobile-sized hole in everything. But yeah, that looked amazing. We had the Uncharted reveal, which was great at the end. The
Dude,
Order.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky stole the show. I think.
I think so.
Oh
Yeah,
my
No Man's
God.
Sky was the one. I think No Man's Sky was the one game I was like, wow, this
Yeah.
looks amazing.
I
So,
still don't know what it is, but I want it.
yeah.
Yes.
Like, and most of the people who I spoke to that went to the show and like, oh man, No Man's Sky looks amazing. I'm like, so what is it? And they're like, it looks amazing. It's indescribable. It's like, oh, but you can kind of adventure and you can discover worlds. Like, there's a lot of like crazy high concepts being thrown at you, and they all sound amazing. So, and that demo looked great, but I kind of want to know what is your kind of like overall objective? Is this kind of be just like a Minecraft in space, which is cool, granted, but I kind of need a little bit more to kind of like to now it just seems a little bit aimless. It's just gonna just go, just go into the universe. I'm like, that's a little heavy, man. But yeah, No Man's Sky looked great. I didn't think the Order demo was all that great. I think what they showed for the Order didn't look. Whatever. Werewolf, that was it. Like,
I thought it was cool, man. The Order looked fucking
it
great.
looked cool, but it didn't give me
I'll
much.
talk about the Order in more depth later, but yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah.
But yeah,
and-
George, Uncharted 4, you were talking about that.
it looked good. Apparently that was in engines. I was like, all right, great, more Uncharted. What?
Remember, just because it's an engine doesn't mean it's in games. Keep those two terms separated.
So yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, looks good. All right, whatever. I'm gonna move on. Like that's a fine way to end the show. I thought the Sony conference was good until they kind of until up to the last 15-20 minutes is really when it kind of hit the wall because
Yeah,
it
they
looked
kind of
like
stalled with that guy.
yeah. Well, I think other like departments kind of chimed in. It's like, hey, you're doing video games. Don't let them forget that we're doing a cartoon about powers and stuff. Go, and then other TV nonsense. And that was crowbarred in there.
The
By the
middle.
way, I actually like the Powers thing because I'm a big fan of the series.
I thought it was-
save that for Comic-Con. All right,
I thought it was cool, but
Dude,
like I felt like
Bendis was on stage. That's pretty cool. Boy. I'm sorry.
less than I'm gonna say 20% of the people actually read his stuff that were there.
No, I understand. I'm just talking about for me personally. I thought it was cool to see Brian Michael Bendis on stage at E3. That was cool to me. That's just a personal thing. I know it was actually a waste of time, but for me, I was like,
that would have been fine. And like he was on too long. He should have been on for 2 minutes, and people would have clapped.
agree.
He was on way too long. That speech would have worked great at some panel at Comic-Con. That would have just rocked the house. And they show some concept. I'm like, I don't really care about this. They mentioned some Vita TV or PlayStation TV. I still don't know what it is. I can't. No one can explain it to me.
It's basically, think of it like an Apple TV or a Roku for gaming, because you could use it to play like Vita games, or you could use it to stream PlayStation Now and all that kind of stuff.
But what if you have a Vita?
Yeah. Oh, I guess you could probably. I don't know if you could like.
Say.
I think it's meant. I think it's meant more as a like PS3 companion device, which I guess also is a Vita as well. But you know.
You see, when we first talked about the announcement of is it PlayStation TV or Vita TV? I forget what it is.
It's called PlayStation. It's officially called PlayStation TV for the I guess the West. Yeah.
Because we talked about it a few months ago, and I came into the ShockCast late, and I was like, oh, what is it? And they're just like, what do you think it is? And I'm like, you know, TV on your PlayStation, but instead of special PlayStation TV, you can play PlayStation game. And no one can explain it to me.
It's like I guess it's like a Vita that you can plug into your TV more or less and use that. So.
What? So I don't know what it is. So Sony show didn't end strongly. That was just a weird way to put it. Like that section could have been just cut out or trimmed down.
I think I felt like the middle of the conference got into kind of Microsoft territory, like what they got flagged for last year with like focusing too much on like the extra like non-gaming stuff. And it was weird because like they always take these jabs at Microsoft, and then like during their conference it was like, yeah, but you guys are kind of Microsofting it right now a little bit, you know. I don't think as badly because it wasn't a very long portion of the show, but it did drag on a little too long.
It did. That's why I thought.
After seeing Mortal Kombat, and then they just kind of go into some random nonsense. I did like the Adam Boyd's was really good. I thought Sean Lawton was really good on the show too. The Sony president or the Sony Computer Entertainment of America president. And then Adam Boyd came on after that Mortal Kombat trailer was like, video games, am I right? I thought that was great. I love when they write their own lines. It's kind of just like it's like a good kind of fail, and I was like, I like this. The Sony execs have personality, which I always appreciate.
Yeah, like especially I thought like in the beginning of the show when they had those like letters from the fans or whatever, and they used that to kind of reveal that was really awesome. Funny, and I thought it was a great way to show their games, especially the Tim Schafer thing when they showed the Grim Fandango. Like I was laughing hysterically.
Grim Fandango, that was amazing. I was like, I loved Grim Fandango. It was one of like the first PC games I ever played, and to see come back, I was like, fuck yeah, all right, on it. And then apparently they're going to make this a thing where they're going to try to, apparently if you tweet enough at Sony, they'll take a look at an old franchise and see if it's possible to bring it back, which is fucking awesome. It was weird hearing VidRibbon being mentioned like twice and then not actually show up at the show, which was kind of strange. I was like,
yeah, I saw this great comment. It's like, VidRibbon was amazing. VidRibbon was awesome. Here's a new trailer for Metal Gear.
Yeah, it's like, wait, are we going back to VidRibbon? And they're like, no, we just happen to mention it. It's like, we just like it. We're not doing anything. We just like the game. I was like, great. Like, I was kind of hoping to see a Parappa the Rapper remake. That would have been awesome.
Don't get me started.
I know. I
think the other thing too, though, was at the very end when Andrew House was like, when he was like, "We have one more game to show," and I was just thinking, "Last Guardian, please, Last Guardian," and it didn't happen.
No.
My little heart just broke right there. And I was like, okay, this.
And then when asked, I think Sony just said, because I think there was some misreporting going on where it's like, Last Guardian got canceled, and people are like, no. Sony's like, it's not canceled, we just can't show it for whatever reason.
we haven't announced we canceled it yet.
So. Yeah, it just we're not ready to announce that it's
canceled.
We're
not done feeding off your broken dreams and tears yet.
George, what do you think about how they kicked it off with Destiny? Because they had a pretty big thing for Destiny at the very beginning of the show.
Destiny looked great. I'm glad they announced the alpha because I was able to play it this weekend, and I kind of fell in love. We'll talk about Destiny later, but
yeah, we'll talk about Destiny.
I thought Destiny showed really well. I thought Metal Gear, that trailer was really cool for Metal Gear. Just a lot of blood and knives and bone ash on your face. We're the Diamond Dogs, and we're gonna turn the ashes into diamonds or whatever. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, you can tell Hideo wrote this shit. I'm like, this is all terrible dialogue. Like, wow, but this game looks amazing. But yeah, Sony was good. A white PlayStation, I'm like, great, awesome. Why did I just buy a black one? Fuck me. My brand's gonna be like a Destiny bundle or something. I don't know. It's gonna come out the same day as Destiny, I think, which is great. That's
yeah,
good.
It is.
Super early. I love new colors of stuff. That's an easy way to get more money out of me. But Sony, yep, good show by Sony. It could have gone better if they trimmed that. It would have been a great show. The best show I think was Nintendo. Nintendo surprised the hell out of me, mostly because not only did they have like a pretty decent press conference, and I think the fact that they went like, here's just a video of our press conference. No one's coming on stage to talk. I'm like, perfect. This works for me. The Amiibo stuff was neat. They showed Zelda. Like, oh, that's all people wanted, and it's like Nintendo sometimes listens, which kind of gives you faith. But then immediately Reggie just went like, oh no, we're not going to do Twitch. Like, our data says that nobody uses it. Like, Like, yeah, like, did you time travel to 1960 and ask people if they use Twitch? Of course they're gonna say no one uses. Like, what? Where are you getting this data from? But like,
Yeah, that was
no, we're not
hilarious.
gonna use Twitch. No one uses it. Our data. So I'm like, you have morons there. That's the problem. Like, they don't know what Twitch is. Are they 90 years old? Maybe that's the issue. But yeah, Nintendo really surprised me. It made me actually kind of want a Wii at the end there because they showed like Splatoon. That Yoshi game looks adorable and gorgeous. I want that Yoshi game. Super Smash Brothers came out. Your Mii is a fucking fighter in that, and there's 3 templates your Mii can use, and that looks amazing. And then you can get a little toy and put it on the amiibo stuff. And I wrote about it. I still don't quite get it, but apparently you can take your little toy, and it'll come up in random Nintendo games. So he says it'll work in power-ups for Super Smash, and it'll work in other titles like Super Mario.
For Smash Brothers, they'll basically be like computer NPC characters that like level up, so they can like get stronger and they like adapt to what you do in the game, and then they can go beyond like level 9, like CPUs and stuff. So it's cool.
That's awesome. That's great. I like seeing them finally use this thing that's been in their console for over a year, and they're just like, I guess toys are a thing. And also, Toys of Life is the worst name for that genre of toys on your thing, because the toys actually do not come to life, which is kind of a bummer. It also would be slightly frightening if they do that.
Remember Toy Soldiers, man? I don't want that.
Scary. That movie was weird, and like not in a good way. And also they had their the Treehouse. I thought was very like forward thinking, and I was like, the Treehouse was they live streamed all their games throughout the conference. So like day one, we got to see like Hyrule Warriors, which looks kind of neat, and they would sit there for 45 minutes with the developer and play the game in front of you, and they just take Q&A, and it was so well done and so well produced. I was just like, this is not Nintendo.
I went past when I was at the Nintendo booth. I walked past the Treehouse a little bit. I was pretty impressed. Like I wanted to stay and watch. I was playing stuff, but like I was impressed and wanted to watch more of it. But I think it was a good way for them to like keep the attention on them throughout the entire like E3 conference, rather than just do here's all our news
in a conference. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, that was really smart. And probably just, I think financially, it just made a lot more sense. It's like, why spend all this money doing all this whole song and dance where, do a reg, play the games, and it's, to show people these really cool games. And yeah, I thought Nintendo did amazing. And I give them, if we're ranking it, I'm giving Nintendo number 1, because I left there wanting a Wii U, a system I just kind of said, I'm not going to get a Wii U. Why would I get that? But yeah, it looks like the system to get, because look, there's games on it. There was more games I actually wanted to play on the Wii U than on the next-gen consoles right now that are like readily available, which is amazing. So I was like, all right, good on you guys. So yeah, it would be I put Nintendo, Ubisoft. I would give a slight. I'd give a tie for Microsoft and Sony. And Sony would be ahead if they cut those 15 minutes. But I thought they both showed really well, and both were and I think it put both of those consoles on even footing for me. And then I was just like, oh shit, like, because nothing really, like, except for maybe No Man's Sky, but I'm probably gonna get that on PC anyway. But for No Man's Sky, I was like, that looked great, but to me it was like, you know what, you can kind of now it's gonna be a tough decision if you don't know which next gen console you want. Because they announced all that Halo stuff on the Xbox, and I was like, oh, Halo, that's this year? Fuck it, anniversary edition.
Let's do it. It was like, okay, we got Halo 5 coming. Now let's spend 20 minutes talking about the collection. It's like, what about Halo 5? Let's talk about that instead.
Hey, if I can go back and play Halo 1 multiplayer on the original Halo 1 with Halo 1 rules and physics, that's fucking awesome. And then to say it's like, hey, 4,000 achievement points because it's 4 fucking games, and then somehow the multiplayer is going to be integrated where it's like you can do kind of like these random things where it's like, now you're going to be in a Halo 2 match with Halo 2 rules, now you can do a Halo 4 match with Halo 4 rules. I'm like, my brain just exploded about like how amazing. As a Halo fan, that's awesome. That's all I could ever want. Because sometimes you get those urges where it's like, I missed that map on Halo 1. I just want to do Sidewinder. Like, that would be amazing. So yeah, I was happy to, and apparently they're redoing the games to include like Halo 5 stuff, so secret terminals that lead. So I was like, all right, good. So I thought both Sony and Microsoft did really well. I didn't think there was anything that kind of like jumped out at me. It was like, oh man, that like I don't think there was anything that like stole the show. Like when how like when Last of Us was revealed or like Watch Dogs was revealed, that people just kind of kept talking about it. Maybe with the exception of No Man's Sky, it just because it's so like, what the fuck is this amazing, beautiful thing that I'm looking at? Because I still have my doubts about it, but it just looks neat, so I'm good for that. And then the very bottom would be EA, because I don't even think it was a press conference. I think they know they didn't have a press conference. I think it was just a weird, it's like, we have nothing, but we have this space that's And I think it's one of those things. If you don't use it, the ESA will just take it away and give it to someone else. So.
Here's the thing that I consider about EA. When I went to their press conference last year, it was an actual hall, like a concert hall, right? You know, you get your stadium seating, you sit down, you see a stage, bam, you see a bunch of cool shit. This time, it was like a dining hall. You sit down at a fancy table and you watch videos. That's it. That kind of tells you something right there, you know?
I just don't think they have a bunch of stuff coming a year or 2 years from now, which is weird. And I think that the focus should have been stuff that's coming immediately. If you're going to press that point and just really play up Dragon Age Inquisition, like maybe don't do that. Don't do a 10-minute playthrough somewhere else. Do it right there for your own press conference. That would have been great. You know, don't show a picture of the tactical view, which was weird because a lot of people really love that tactical view, and they're like, "Oh no, don't worry, guys, that tactical view's still here. Here's a PowerPoint slip of it." And okay, that looks cool. Then they move on from like, no, show me how that works, you idiot. Like, what's going on here? But yeah, so, like I said, I think the conferences went by really well. Like, EA just kind of did a stinker. And, like, I wasn't crazy about it. Like, Hardline looked awesome, I guess. I mean, I was playing it. It's Battlefield with Bank, Cops and Robbers was a good concept. But you'll hear more about Hardline in a bit. But, conferences went fine. I want to ask you guys, what kind of, you kind of had a chance to play the games down there. What did you leave away with? Actually, my first question is, how awesome is The Witcher?
All right. Okay. One of the running themes of this E3 for me was look but don't touch. It was the equivalent of going to a very strict strip club. You can see the girls, but you can't actually touch them.
Yeah.
Dude, I was in New Orleans, and that was totally not the case.
Dude, I'm there, and I'm like, okay, like I have all these appointments. Like, holy shit, look at all these games I'm gonna get to play. 70% of them I watched, and the problem is, and I will just freely admit this, I was sleep deprived the entire time. So I'm in a cold, dark room watching this shit. I'm like, I'm just passing out, So let's see I'm gonna talk about the games I played. Alien Isolation made
Tell me about The Witcher first.
Okay, The Witcher. The Witcher looks beautiful, but there's not much I can say. Witcher looks nice. I didn't get to play it. No one got to play this thing.
Did it have a Skyrim feel to it? Because I had a lot of people saying like
it did, because that was one of the things.
Like Skyrim.
That's one of the things they pointed out. I was like, you see that mountain all the way over there, guys? You could go there. Like, you go anywhere. One thing about The Witcher presentation.
But do I want to?
Yeah. One thing about the Witcher presentation I do want to bring up is, unlike a lot of the other presentations, you could tell those guys, the CD Projekt guys, really put their heart and soul. Like, they were very, very proud. Like, some of these presentations, I'm just going to be honest, they were just like, yeah, here's the game, blah, 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 blah. These guys were genuinely excited, and
The Witcher is Poland's greatest export.
I think that I think they're determined to be like, damn it, we're gonna make this a popular franchise or die trying. Like,
which is admirable.
George, I wish I could tell you more, but there's not much. It just looked beautiful. I wish I could play it. It looks expansive. Like, I'm wondering how long is this game gonna take to finish, because it looks so fucking big. I feel
like see, I'm under the impression I think their game is done, and it's going to be the next year and a half of just bug squashing.
It looks done to me, dude. It didn't look like it had any hitches at all, man. It looked seamless.
Yeah. CD Projekt Red is such a cool company. They released a statement. Someone asked them, why do you guys have this like no DRM policy? Because like you can buy when The Witcher comes out, you can buy DRM. You can share it with as many friends as you want. And they're like, we don't think gamers are criminals. And I'm like, that is such an awesome thing to say. And that's so like, yeah, and it's from like a grateful developer that knows what the public does for them, which is awesome. And they're rewarding people who support them. But yeah, you were saying Alien Isolation actually looked really cool.
Dude, out of the games I played, that was my favorite one. By far my favorite.
So is it? What kind of vibe did you have? Was it scary? Was it just like? Did it feel actiony? Like how powerless did it feel?
Yeah, my impressions of it were the easiest impression I wrote, because I just wrote about my experience. I was scared shitless because it's just you and Alien. You can't even kill this thing. Like, I had a flamethrower. I shot it with the flamethrower. It just kind of went away. And then it came back and killed me.
Yeah.
And then, whenever this thing would look at me, that whenever you made eye contact with this thing, you were dead. There's no getting away from this thing.
Awesome. I love that. That just like that kind of horror, and that is legitimate horror. Survival horror. Like, I saw some Android footage of just like the android's face melting was on fire. I'm like, that looks fucking frightening.
Yeah, awesome. I didn't get to see that. Like, it was just me, because it was just a challenge map where I had to make it to one end of the map, and my objective was actually not that far away. But when you're trying to keep away from this thing, it's different. I remember there was one point where I knew it was coming, so I stayed in one corner. I'm not gonna lie, I stood there for 5 minutes with that fucking scanner, and it's literally and you can hear him knocking shit over. I'm like, oh god, what am I gonna do? Like, and he knew I was there too, so he was just like, I'm waiting for you, man. I'm waiting for you. And then obviously I slipped up and it just fucking got me.
I wish
wish
we got like the Tony reaction video to that. That would have been priceless.
His iPhone camera, his camera just flipped over on him like.
I went into an air vent. Yeah, I went into an air vent. I'm like, I'm safe in an air vent. And I hear the air vent opening. I'm like, oh fuck, this thing is coming after me. So I had to back off. I heard one story of a guy who was walking down a hall, and because remember, this is the first person, and he sees the world going up. I'm like, why am I going up like I'm in an elevator? The camera pans. The alien is pulling him up into a fucking bed. It's great. That was so
glorious.
much fun.
That's this year too, right?
That's this year.
This October, yeah.
That's what I kind of noticed, because I kind of went into E3 thinking, man, all the good shit's not going to be out till next year anyway. They made a case for themselves, like, no, guys, before this year's up, there's going to be games to play, and plenty of them. And that was evident with Call of Duty, I think, is this year, which...
Call of Duty's this year.
It's fucking weird, but, like, kind of awesome weird. And I was like, I couldn't remember the last time I was excited for a Call of Duty game. I'm like that guy has an exoskeleton suit. I'm like, he just picked what kind of grenade from his regular grenade, and it floated up and blew that guy. Like, okay, like he just ripped the car door and used it as cover. I'm like,
yeah, I saw that. That's my name dropping here. The Indian dude from Silicon Valley. He was in the audience with me. Kumail, I forget what his last name is. He was there for Dragon Age. Felicia Day was in the audience. And I should add this. I saw because was it Witcher, Shadow of Mordor, Mortal Kombat, and Batman were all Warner Brothers, and they all kind of played back to back to each other. They made a very big mistake by playing Shadow of Mordor after The Witcher. Shadow of Mordor is a very good-looking game. Compared to The Witcher, on the other hand...
Nothing looks good compared to The Witcher.
Like, whoa, where's the grass in this game? Because Witcher had grass growing everywhere and stuff. You see insects flying. This one's like, where's everything? What's going on here?
Shadow of Mordor actually looks really cool, and that comes out October, which is awesome.
Really cool.
I love the whole idea of, like, you can turn the enemy orc captains against each other. I'm like, that's going to be an interesting mechanic to goof around with. But I'm like, hey, that's
the thing about that is
awesome.
Dynamic, and for every demo they showed, they asked us which orc captain do you want us to go for, and we immediately chose. We want you to go after the hardest guy here. Our guy actually he didn't finish the demo. He actually got killed by the fucking orc.
Yeah, and apparently the orc remembers that and becomes stronger next time because I killed you, LOLs, and then he's stronger now. It's like that's cool. I can't wait to toy around with that. Also, what's another big one? Metal Gear. Anyone got to see Metal Gear?
Yes, I got to see. They're gonna show that thing tomorrow. The 30-minute demo.
Half hour. I'm assuming they're gonna show what you saw at E3.
Exactly.
My big question about Metal Gear, and maybe my only question, is how much is it like Peace Walker?
Fulton recovery system.
Okay, I'm good. Sold.
That lets you know right there, dude.
Sold. The Peace Walker is by far the best Metal Gear Solid game. I will fight you on that. The best way you do a Metal Gear is what they did for Peace Walker, and if Phantom Pain or it's Phantom Pain, right?
Phantom Pain.
Stupid name. It's a stupid name. Yeah, the dumb title. But if you tell me the Phantom Pain is basically a Peace Walker with like $100 million budget, then I'm totally okay with that. I will take back most of the bad things I've ever said about the Metal Gear Solid franchise. I still remain that the story is stupid as fuck, but damn well entertaining. It's dumb, all right? Nanomachines. No, fuck you.
When I played Ground Zeroes, I was like, this is just a big Peace Walker. Now this one with the Fulton recovery system, which they used on every single soldier. You'll see that in a demo. I'm like, this is great. Dude, you can do that on fucking sheep. It's nuts, man. And I love that you can do that to vehicles too. Like you could do it on tanks. And if you want to leave, you can put it on a tank, get on the tank, and it'll take you right up to your base. I love the fact that this Ground Zeroes to me was a little bit too serious. I love that this thing had a little bit of the goofiness back.
Which was good because Ground Zeroes was a little bit like too dark and like not like there was nothing fun about what was going on in Metal Gear. You left them like
every time you Fulton somebody up, and that is a verb now, people. Fultoned. Every time you Fulton somebody up, I laughed every time because it was like this. It was like, it was like, okay, this is crazy. And and the ending was the best because, dude, George, Mother Base, you get to go to Mother Base now.
I heard you can customize and walk through Mother Base. So I'm assuming Snake's gonna have like different outfits and makeup, and it's just gonna be just your dream town and then you could probably send him on missions. It's awesome. Like I was like, awesome. I can't wait. I'm dying to see this fucking footage.
Yeah, I love the part where Snake was just walking around Mother Base and the sheep that he fucking Fulton just came walking out of the corner. It was great.
I'm just imagining that.
I love that,
base.
man.
Like how much does it cost to actually send a plane to like Fulton something and just like the hundreds of thousands of dollars and fucking Big Boss wastes it on a sheep and like you can tell that Miller's back at the base like this fucking scumbag. Did anyone see Bloodborne?
No, I did not.
Bummer. Ryan, what did you see?
Let's talk about Destiny real quick.
Oh, wait.
No, I want to see what Ryan saw. I played Destiny. It's fun. Ryan, what did you see?
Okay, so I'm just looking through my list right now. So actually,
Let's talk about the order.
So the opposite of Tony, I got to play pretty much 90% of what I saw. The only games that I didn't play hands-on were Dead Island 2 and Homefront: The Revolution. Those I just saw behind closed doors demos. One of the big ones I saw was the Order 1886 at the Sony booth, which I thought was fun. It looks great. I will say that up front and say that it looks fantastic. Playing it hands-on, the gameplay, I mean, if you've played a Gears of War or Uncharted or something like that, you kind of know what to expect. I thought the controls actually, to me, felt a little goofy, like the way the character moved. Like, I was like, I had a hard time going in and out of cover because, like, you know, Galahad would kind of just, like, go against something and then, like, stick, and I'd be like, no, Galahad, go over here, and no, go here. It was like,
that's going to be interesting. I'm wondering if this is just going to be a case of it's going to be a really good-looking game with just average third-person cover mechanics. So that's going to be my biggest concern about that game.
There's some cool stuff in there. I think the story so far, the demo didn't really show a whole lot of like, you know, story stuff. It was pretty combat focused. But I think the story looks really interesting, and like the atmosphere and the environment, especially in that demo they showed at E3, like
dudes drinking black water or something, right?
yeah. And the weapons are kind of cool, like the thermite rifle, which shoots this like thermite blast that when you shoot it explodes. So that's kind of cool. You can set up kind of cool like explosive detonations around. So that was the Order. Let me see what else I played. Sunset Overdrive I also checked out, and that was fun.
How's that look? That's Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
Yeah,
it's nice because even though it does have kind of the typical like third-person shooter combat, like the whole it's got the goofiness and the kind of fun that I'm looking forward to. Like, it's not just going to be the dour, like, you know, brown third-person shooter, you know, game.
It looks like a game that's very self-aware, especially when that trailer where it's just your typical Marine guy like fighting terrorists and stuff, and then Joe Asshole comes and kicks the sword and he just like half a mohawk and just like
it's completely cool. I think out of all the games I saw, that was the most fun. Was just like the most fun to watch and see.
It's good to see like Insomniac kind of go back to their roots and was like
especially doing something on Xbox too is a nice.
Hey Ryan, were you there when we bumped into Ted Price in the parking lot?
No, I don't think so. But,
yeah, that was fun. Like hey, there's Ted Price. So we kissed his ass for a little bit. That
what did you love him? Oh, when he came out, he was like, "Were you? Are they here?"
Yeah.
Like, no, let's never do that at conferences ever. Like,
this was in the parking lot. It was just fine. He was like 5 feet away.
Yeah, but anyway, so Sunset Overdrive, we played like it was a 8-player co-op multiplayer match. It played pretty well. The only thing with the frame rate wasn't really holding up well, but I think that's probably just an optimization thing before release. So I don't think it's a huge deal. Let me see what else. Oh, I also got to play Evolve, which was probably actually my favorite game that I got to play. I thought Evolve was a lot of fun. I played on the. So we saw there was a presentation. They showed off a new monster, the Kraken. There were a lot of Release the Kraken.
It looks like Cthulhu. It looks like Cthulhu. When I saw it, it had the fucking Cthulhu face and tentacles, and I was like, "Oh, this game is awesome."
It looks like Cthulhu, pretty much. Just like, it was great. We got to play a multiplayer match, and I was on the hunter side, so I didn't get to play a monster. But we totally trounced that monster. We had a really good team. So
yeah, was it set up the same way it was at PAX, where you're there with your team and you kind of had like a coach on the same headset, coordinate, kind of like explaining how to play and telling everyone?
It was basically there were like 5 or 6 separate like stations kind of set up for games. There was like a coach that was on each side. So there was one for the hunters and then another that was like with the monster player, so they can kind of guide them through.
Yeah, George, they had that big giant monster statue back.
Yep,
oh, nice.
The monster statue was back. It returned. Let me see.
Like Tony will say, you played Evolve 2 at PAX, right, Tony?
Yep, I played that. I was one of the
It's a fun game. That game needs a beta or something to kind of build more hype around. That's a game that really needs a demo or a beta because I think some people aren't.
That's a game that DualShockers needs to play, man. Like community night or something. We need to do that.
It's really fun. I liked it a lot because I was a big Left 4 Dead fan, and it kind of scratches that itch a lot. I think the nice thing is that it has much faster paced gameplay than Left 4 Dead did. Even though it's still pretty long. Like I think on average a match probably takes at least 20 to 30 minutes to get through.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. I think just because there's that nice tension between like the hunter's trying to find the monster before it evolves into its top form, but also like the monster trying to like either hunt out the humans or go for their generator before the match ends. Like so, I think it was a lot of fun. I really liked it.
That's a cool game. Like that's a game everyone kind of you need to keep an eye out for that because it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like, I got to play the monster and I just tore shit up.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I honestly, if it was because that was actually my last appointment for the day before I was leaving for San Diego, and I wish I could jump back on and play more because I really wanted to play as the monster. But
that's this year also, right? I believe.
Yeah, Evolve is this October. So I'm looking through my list. I also played some more Little Big. I played some Little Big Planet 3, which was cool.
The demo was a little long on stage, I thought, for a Little Big Planet.
Yeah, the demo was too long, but I think playing it was fun. The only character I'm concerned about is the bird Swoop, because I feel like Swoop might be able to break the game, just because it can go anywhere. It can pick up other players and drag them places. So that's the only character I think I'm kind of concerned about. But it was pretty fun. It looked really good on PS4 as well. And then other new stuff, I played Splatoon on Wii U, which was actually surprisingly fun.
Looked cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. The controls, I think, were a little wonky, because you basically had to use the Wii U gamepad to aim up and down, and then the stick to aim left and right. I don't know if it was just the controls that were set up on that particular gamepad, but it was a little awkward. But the actual like multiplayer itself was really fun. Let's see. Just quickly to run down through the other stuff I saw. I played Fable Legends.
How was that? That seemed a little. I didn't think that demoed well either. They spent too much time like we're gonna get our party together because they're all goofy and eccentric characters. I'm like, no, just play the fucking game, asshole.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun.
I don't need to see a lobby, guys. Like we know what a lobby looks like.
Yeah. I thought it was fun. Like I had some cool. I mean, it's very different from the other Fable games because this is much more hack and slash kind of combat focused.
Right. Did they mention that there was going to be like a single player component, or did it strictly look like it was just going to be a 4-player co-op? Let's go run into dungeons together.
The way they didn't mention specifically, but the way I'm seeing is it looks like it's probably going to be a multiplayer focused game. Because I didn't, it was all multiplayer that they were showing off. So
yeah, it kind of looked like a smaller scale Evolve because apparently the villain can be a player now and you can kind of like map out traps and stuff. And
it was actually
apparently there's a showdown with the villain at the end.
It was actually the we didn't get to that point because the villain killed us. We sucked. I was the last man standing on our team and I just got fucked. I just got like I had a troll that was like trouncing me and then like explosives going. It was a bad situation. Anyway, it was set up the same way as Evolve, where like there were 4 human characters on one side and then the villain was on the other side. It was funny because like the villain was like overlooking us, so he was just kind of like laughing and smiling and saw us. And we're like, it was like he was kind of watching over us. But yeah, it was fun. I thought the combat was a little basic. There wasn't much variety for the hero characters, but let's see what else. Hyrule Warriors I also got to play some as well, which is fun. I never played a Dynasty Warriors game before.
Aren't they like stupid fun? Like...
it was just it was great. I was just going as Link, and then he has this like charge attack with a shield, and I was just like destroying guys, just launching them all over the place. So played lots of Super Smash Brothers on Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Very, very happy at what I saw.
Sure did.
The developers, man.
I played 7 rounds. I played 3 rounds on 3DS and 4 on Wii U, and I won every single one. I beat a bunch of it.
He's not even humble brag. He's legit bragging. It's like, guys, I'm a Smash Brothers god, so I was actually telling developers how to make the game.
Well, no, it's funny because I was playing against Nintendo people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been playing this all day," and I'm like, "Oh, this is the first time I'm playing the Wii U version," and just destroyed all of them. So
throw the controller out there, like that's how you fucking play Smash.
But yeah, I got to play as a lot of the. I played as pretty much all new characters. I played as Greninja, Mega Man. Mega Man's fun. The funny thing is, like, I feel all the stuff I've seen is like, anytime people have used Mega Man, he's lost pretty much most matches. Like, even in the Invitational, like, he lost every single match he played. But he was like one of the most popular characters. People that like were like screaming when they showed his final smash with all the different Mega Man characters. Is that like, yeah, but Yeah, and then just to close out, I played a couple other things. I played a little bit of Mario Maker on Wii U, which is a cool little game.
That looked really neat.
Let's see, Entwined, Night in the Woods. I saw a presentation for Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and presentation. I also played a little bit of Disney Fantasia and Disney Infinity 2.0 with the Marvel characters. So
how was Fantasia?
Fantasia looks cool. I think it's a tough game to kind of wrap your head around exactly what it is, like how it plays and all. It's not. I don't think it's the same sort of like simple jump in experience that like Dance Central and like things like that are. But it was cool. It looks cool. I don't know how. Like I think especially given it would have been cool if it launched with the Kinect before Microsoft decided to like take it out. It would have been an awesome like pack-in game. But
it's going to be interesting to see how that game does in like a post non-connected world now.
Yeah.
Now the Kinect's optional. It's like ooh, so much for that install base being so damn high.
Yeah. But that was pretty much my E3. So I got to play a lot. I got to play at least probably about 20 to 25 games. So
yeah, with me it was the reverse. One other game I did play.
Tony watched 20 to 25.
I watched both games. I was like, all right, just show me what you got. Because they're from like the big guys. But yeah, I got to play The Evil Within. Because I saw it at PAX. I'm like, wait, there's not even a person to tell me about the game. It's just a screen. It was just like me and 5 other people.
It looked like one of those commercials where they kind of have a person locked in a room and just watching like, ah!
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they had a camera on me, but my face was just this the entire time.
Tony's stone cold, man.
Like whatever. I mean, the game was cool, but it was kind of clunky. Like I'm glad you guys delayed this because it's not quite ready yet. You know, it's like I like what they're going for. Like if you could tell there's a Shinji Mikami game. It feels like the first Resident Evil where you kind of have to just
weird. That's why.
Yeah, it's really weird. I like the fact that I don't know if half the shit I'm looking at is real or not. Which got me killed sometimes, by the way, because I'm like, that's fake. That's just my illusion. Oh no, I just got my head chopped off. That's real. You know. But I like what was going on. But I need to play a little bit more. I didn't get to play too much of it, mostly because I kept dying, and I just got bored. I left. And I played this other game. It's called what is it called? Citizens of Earth. Little indie game. It's like an RPG, except the characters are normal people and you're like on a political campaign. Ooh. It was really weird, but I kind of liked it. And then I played a little bit of Nosgoth. I did not like that game. It was like, where's Kane? Where's Razia?
I think that's what I think that's I think people just can't divorce that from the game where it's just like because I played it. I actually kind of had fun with it when I wasn't thinking about like so this is my Legacy of Kain game that I wanted. And, like no, I think once you get over that, then because remember that's gonna be a free to play game, so. It seems like it's going to be fun. It's class-based, and I like being like the winged guys and dropping dudes. Like that's kind of neat. But yeah, if you can't get over the fact that this is not a Legacy of Kain reboot or just a sequel or anything, this is just a multiplayer game. Yeah, I think going in like that, you're just like,
that was my problem. I got to play with a controller, so I was happy because I remember my friend Chris, he went in there with he was like, they only had
keyboard and mouse.
I'm like, oh god, I can't play with that shit. And it's not because I don't want to. I've tried it, people. When I was at PAX, I tried to play Ghost Recon, I think. I'm like, my hands don't know what to do here. So I'm glad they had a controller. As other games I played, I almost forgot about this. When I went to EA's booth, they had Dragon Age, which, oh my god, Dragon Age, give me that game right now. It looks so gorgeous, please. I didn't get to play that, though. I did get to play Titanfall for the first. I see why people like Titanfall. Titanfall is a lot of fucking fun, dude.
Fucking robots and people jumping and running on walls. It's like if you take a moment and sit back and kind of like see what's going on in front of you, it's like there's a lot of crazy bullshit happening in front of me.
Yeah, like granted, I didn't know how to wall run or do like I like every time I got into my mech, some guy would jump onto my mech and I would have to leave it.
It's great.
So I played that. I played UFC. Didn't get to play as Bruce Lee, but I played UFC. UFC is one of those games where you can tell if you put a lot of time into it, you'll get a lot out of it because it's really complicated. But if you're just there playing, like me and the dude who were playing, we're just button mashing, and sometimes like the match would go on forever. Sometimes it would just be over in a minute. So that was kind of fun. And I got to play a little bit of Battlefield Hardline. It's like you said, it's Battlefield with cops and robbers.
Yeah, there's a really strong. I'll hold my Battlefield opinions till the end, but that looked good. I mean, any interesting E3 stores? You guys run into anyone interesting?
Before I will tell you some good things. Destiny was the first game I played. Thumbs up. That was very good. Very good.
And I think thank God for the alpha because I think I was one of those people. I'm like, well, Destiny looks great, but what is it? Because everything you see is just kind of like, oh, cool, we're on like bikes, orange spaceships, and it's like a Borderlands. I see numbers in the guys' faces, and wait, there's multiplayer where people are stealing each other's flag. Like, there's a lot of stuff being thrown at you, and you had no idea how it was all connected. And yeah, it was good that like people actually got a chance to play it. And the alpha, when I got to play this weekend with Al Zamora from the site, who also did a really good UFC review that you should probably read. He loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
UFC's a gorgeous game, I guess. But yeah, I'm a Destiny believer now.
Yeah, so am I. And remember, I'm not into first-person games. I'm like, this is cool. I want to play more of this.
It had a really good Borderlands feel to it.
Yeah, it kind of did. I liked it. As far as stories goes, I got a couple of them. So after Sony's event, Mark Cerny was right there. So I'm like,
good old
I'm
Mark.
gonna go talk to him. So I went up to him. I talked to him for a little bit. The girl who plays Ellie from The Last of Us, she walked by.
Ashley Johnson.
Yeah, but she moved so fast we couldn't catch her. And then we saw Arthur Giles, is it? From Polygon.
Arthur Giles,
and Ryan was like, hey, look, it's Arthur Giles. And I'm like, you want to talk to him? Like, and Ryan's like, no, he's talking to people. I'll leave him alone. So I go, hey, Arthur, my friend wants to talk to you. So I just threw you under the bus and stuff, but then we kissed his ass a little bit. The day afterwards, we heard about a secret. Was it the day before or after? I don't remember. We heard about a secret Sony party. So we go to this.
Yeah, that was the night of.
That was the night of Sony, right?
Yeah.
We go to the hotel, the same hotel I stayed at last year, the Marriott, which is fucking glitzy as hell. We go in there, and Shuhei Yoshida is right there.
Oh, yes. I saw your Twitter feed. You're like, with the adorable Shuhei. I was like, that motherfucker. I wish I was there.
Yeah, that was great. So we took a couple pictures with him. E3 for me was a lot more fun this year because I didn't have to – because last year I had to kind of run the site, my previous site while I was there, so I didn't have to get too much. I went out drinking every night, which was great, and I still got to do work, so I found a nice balance between the two. I caught a little bit of a cold, and I'm blaming it kind of on Ryan because he's a cheat hog.
Hey.
DualShockers after dark.
We had a really nice yeah, we had a really nice hotel. It was like big bathroom, bed everywhere. It was awesome. I gotta say this about LA. It was a little bit better this time around, but that is not a city like downtown LA is really. And I'm saying this as a New Yorker. That is a disgusting, smelly city. It really is. It's like
damn, shots fired, LA.
You smell shit, and it's like.
We just lost all of our West Coast viewership.
I'm sorry. It's like clean it up, please. Like I'm pretty sure other parts of LA are just cleaner, but this was and the bums there are really aggressive. Our boy Manny, like one guy came up to him. This bum was 60 years old, little guy. Manny's 6 feet tall. He's like, let me get your camera. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you gonna do to him? You can't take your camera.
It's like the most polite mugging ever.
Yeah. It was like, no, you get
our New York muggers, they just take what they want. They don't ask.
Oh man, so yeah, it was like the vibe was there. Like this year, I went in knowing a lot more people. So I get like Ryan was like, Tony, you know everybody here, don't you? Because every 5 seconds, Tony, what's going on? The press room was like the big place where we all just like we worked and like mingled at the same time and stuff.
Yeah.
And by the way, that press room that I was in this year, that was what happened, George.
I said those events are really good for just like industry people to get
get
together.
It was actually.
Yeah,
it was funny because we actually the joystick team was staying in our hotel, so we saw them like, every day. Every day.
I love those guys. Anthony is hilarious.
Because it was funny because like they were staying in our hotel, so we always at like the breakfast area. We always saw them every day, and then actually whenever I saw them in the press room, I basically sat with the joystick guys every single day. So because Anthony was like right there, so.
Yeah, I got to meet Susan. I'm forgetting
Susan Farran.
She was on that panel.
I told her, I'm like, listen, I saw you at PAX. I fell in love with you. You're amazing. I love everything she said there was true. She's a really sweet woman. I talk to her every day. In the press room, I mostly hung out with, Twinfinite, always with Twinfinite. Like, there's Twinfinite. I'm going to go hang out with them and stuff. After each conference, we would always hang out and eat and stuff. That was a lot of fun. That's why I like it. It's like to me, it's a big community because we're all in it for the same thing. So going to these kind of events, like we all live in separate parts of the country, so it's nice that one event brings us all together and we just share in all this. It was just fantastic. And everything except for one little hitch where Tony lost his damn credit card in LA. Except for that, there was like the greatest trip. Last year, I actually hated it. I hated the whole thing, but this year was fucking amazing. And Ryan, this was your first E3, and yeah. And Ryan, I know for you, this was your first, and you thought it was great too.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah, I mean, it was like my first E3, first time going to California, so it was a big first time trip. So it was fun.
Yeah, hopefully next year I'll be able to go. I had a bachelor party planned the same week, and
did you now?
I should not be friends with those people. Just next year, I'm gonna opt out and be like, listen, guys, you picked the wrong week. I have bad friends. I'm gonna go to E3 instead. So
Yes, there you go. Because you will have a blast.
I'm gonna assume, I'm just gonna, if anyone's getting married, I'll be like, hey, sucks for you. I'm gonna go play video games. So next E3, I'm definitely gonna go because every time I have an opportunity to go to 3, I can never go. We have something that conflicts with it, and I was like, oh, that drives me nuts. So next year, I'm gonna make it a point to go to E3 because that seems amazing and fun, exhausting, and all the video games ever. And yeah, I mean, any other good stories from E3 before we move on?
We went to the Dead Island 2 party, which was fun. That was a good time.
Dead Island 2 party was amazing. That was like the
those
best
Deep
party.
Silver guys they're fucking hilarious.
They were really fun.
Yeah, it was zombies behind glass and stuff. They were always like, "Ooh."
They came out and started serving. They started serving food. They came out and started serving food. It was great. So like they had just zombie waiters going out with like shambling and like they were serving Jello shots and syringes. So you had to like take the syringe and like it was great.
Yeah, and I, this is a little bit of a personal thing, but I managed to sneak in a date while I was out there. I'm like, hey, I got time, let's go.
Tony, you're not supposed to talk about this on the show. We talked about this.
Shout out to who. You're watching. I know you're watching. Yeah. So yeah, LA was fun. Like this was like after this, I'm like, I kind of want to go back now. Last year, I'm like, get me out of this city now, please get me out. This year, I'm like, I want to go back. This was fun.
And more events. And Thomas, you're quiet. Any questions to ask our E3 idiots?
I mean, nothing particular. I mean, because the one thing I did want to ask about, I've been wondering at was No Man's Sky, but again, there's kind of nobody's quite clear here.
They didn't have anything playable. They just showed that trailer. So
that's kind of the impression I got. So it's just kind of, yes, this is a thing. It looks cool. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. It was probably one of my favorite things I saw. The trailer wise, it was great.
Yeah,
there were some great trailers. Like aside from that
ship see orbit and seeing other ships and then going into like
and it had dinosaurs in it.
Fucking dinosaurs. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
And you were saying Ryan trailers?
Oh yeah, there were just a couple other funny great trailers I loved. Like I loved Dead Island 2 trailer was really good. I think it does a better job I think at showing what the game's gonna be like rather than the first game with the very emotional trailer they had. Also, I think just funniest trailer I thought was the Magica 2 trailer. I was laughing hysterically during that.
That was a fantastic trailer.
It was great. It was so funny. It was easily my favorite trailer I think.
Oh yeah, I need to say this since we're talking about the Sony event. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. And not only this. Okay, this is why. 20,000 people in there. You heard him over everybody. Yo, son, that shit is fire. It's like,
it was, yeah. It was great that you could hear.
I love running hip hop at events because he's just always that excited about everything.
Yeah, I think
it's refreshing. What happened?
He was asking about you, like, yo, where's my man George?
Once again, an argument with me, man. Yeah. We made him get into like the craziest 45-minute debates about just any random bullshit, and it's always hilarious and fun. And we always end it with just, I love you, man. I love you too. Fuck it. We just fucking hugging shit. He's like, God bless. I was like, fucking yeah. But yeah, he's always
Ryan, you didn't forget your first experience with Hip Hop Gamer because nobody else does.
Yeah, I mean, I saw hip hop several times, so
So I guess what do you want to talk about? Destiny? I guess Destiny was a thing.
Yeah, Destiny. Like I said, we talked about it. It was really cool. I want to play it again because I only played about maybe 15 minutes of it. By the way, that thing was really cool because they took all of us into they call it the freezer, and it was just this little room. It looked like an escape pod of some kind. They gave us a rundown of the game, and then as the guy was talking, this robot just interrupted him on screen and just told us what the game was all about. And then we went into our stations, played the game. That was a lot of fun. I really wish I got to play a little bit more. Like I said, that's also the running thing of this E3. It's like delayed till 2015. I'm like, I wish I could play this stuff because it looks so good. It's like, look at games. They have grass now. I can touch it. I want to touch the grass. But it's like, no.
While you guys were away, we gave out a bunch of Destiny codes. And
that was great, by the way, because I saw, because I think it was my Destiny write-up. You guys just threw a random code, and I'm like, okay, that works.
Yeah. We gave out the code. We had the codes for Destiny, PlayStation Now, Battlefield Hardline. So we gave out a lot of codes. Yeah.
That was fun, by the way, because I was in EA. I'm like, hey, can I get a couple of codes for Battlefield Hardline? We got fans. I want to play the game. Like, oh, we only give out one. I'm like, come on, guys, it's for the fans. He's like, hold on a second. He comes back with 3 of them.
The PR goes to their boss and goes, listen, it's for the fans. That guy said. He goes, oh well, if it's for the fans, like.
Yeah. I had the same thing when I got the PlayStation Now codes because I just finished playing The Order. And the guy gave me, oh, do you have a PS4? No. Here's a code. I was like, oh, okay. Can I get some more codes? He hands me 7 more. I was like,
dude. Because I was playing I didn't talk about that. I played on PlayStation Now. I got to try it out. There was no real lag in it, but yeah, I was there for like 10 minutes, and every 1 minute it would be like, you want another code? You want another code? You want another code? I'm like, I got one. I'm cool. I wasn't forward thinking enough to think, yeah, let me just take every one of them. Give them to the fans.
Also, side note at the Sony booth, so the Order probably had the Order booth had probably one of the longest lines. It was probably easily a 3 or 4 hour wait to like get in and actually play it at the booth. But there was one secret machine that was upstairs, like in the top level of the Sony booth, like playing the Order, and I waited for maybe about 10 minutes. So it was great that I got to like get away from that booth. It was awesome. So.
But yeah, I played a few hours of Destiny over the weekend during the alpha. Really cool game. I mean, people describing it as like a Borderlands mixed with a Halo is pretty kind of accurate. I think the hub cities are cool. The multiplayer is a hell of a lot of fun because what they do is everyone's the same level in the multiplayer, and there's like capture flag and like death matches, and it's like it kind of you play the game, you can kind of tell that like the guys who made Halo made that game because there's something about what Bungie does really well is manage to grab you. Like they make a really exciting 10 to 15 second engagements when you're facing someone.
Yeah.
And then it has to do with the regenerating health and just how the way the weapons play out, but they always manage to make every engagement feel like unique and awesome and like super badass even if you get killed or not. So they're always really good at just repeating that moment over and over and over and over again. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I still don't quite don't know what the story is. Apparently Tyrion Lannister does the voiceover, and it's the worst voiceover ever. He sounds so not excited to be in a video game because he plays your little AI buddy, and he's like, oh, the Hive are here. That's strange. You should kill them. And I'm like, really? Like, are you a robot, a person? What's going on here? I know Peter Dinklage can act, so why are you not acting? Like, come on, man. I just saw you in Game of Thrones this weekend. You can act. Jerk.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh no! Jersey traffic.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Like, what is going on? Did we just time travel? What's happening? But yeah, it plays really well. It's kind of a weird MMO vibe to it as you play because there's kind of an open world area you can go into and pick up quests, and if anyone's around, there's like, yeah, I guess I can do it with you just join you, and you can call them mount anytime you want. And you can just kind of go into orbit and do other maps, and it's really weird, but kind of interesting, and I kind of want to play more of it. That's always a good feeling when you're done with a demo or an alpha, and you're like, oh wait, I want more. No, why is this over?
Yeah, that's what I felt. I'm like, can I play more, please? Like they're just leading us on. I'm like, I want to go back. I want to play some more.
Yeah, I had that with Far Cry 4 when I went to play the demo of that.
Oh, that looked fun.
The demo, yeah, it was fun. It was a thing. It was like it played a lot like Far Cry 3, so I was like, okay, like I did get a little bit more of that kind of more of the same kind of vibe, but like with the new weapons and stuff, like I got to play with the auto crossbow, which is awesome. It was really cool. And
auto crossbow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's an auto crossbow, and of course I got to sick some elephants on people, which was just amazing.
Yes,
so it was awesome. It was like and then elephants. Like when I finished, basically the demo was just liberating one of the garrisons, like one of the outposts. So you just had to try and figure out how to do it. And then when the message popped up, like the demo was in there, I was like, oh no, I want to do more. It was like it sucked me in. So
yeah, Far Cry 3 is actually in my backlog still. Like I did 20 minutes of it, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool intro, and then I just kind of never came back to it. So
you need to get through it. I
kind of need to play some Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
I think one thing I do like about, because like Far Cry 4, the main antagonist looks like he's very similar to the guy from Far Cry 3, but at the same time, it's not a bad thing because I love the guy in Far Cry 3.
Yeah. Again, it's like the only thing I'm worried about the game is it might be too similar to Far Cry 3 because I think with the villain especially that it seems like they're trying to go after like what they did with Voss and
he's just an Asian Voss.
Yeah, basically, but like it's still. I mean, with the new the Himalayan like setting and all that kind of stuff, it seems like they could do some really cool stuff. Because I mean, like getting the hang glide off of a mountain, use your wingsuit off of a mountain is pretty awesome. So your squirrel suit. So.
It's amazing. And I guess some Hardline. I got to play some Hardline also.
Yeah,
Beta's still
I only
up.
played like 5 minutes of that because the thing is like you know how they usually let you play demos at the beginning of it, like in the middle of it, it's like okay that guy doesn't want to play anymore, you go ahead. I'm like okay, what's going on here? Like I didn't even I could switch my weapons until like halfway through
Yeah,
it.
Battlefield games in particular are tough to just kind of demo because that game relies a lot on squad coordination.
Yeah,
So
it
just
really
kind
does.
of playing in there and just kind of being thrown in a match, not really knowing what the objectives are. And I did not like Battlefield Hardline at first because at a glance it just kind of looks like a very nice looking Battlefield 4 mod, and I keep getting that vibe on it because it's like, oh, it's the same interface, like it's the exact same fucking interface. But they got rid of kind of like the weapon progression in a way where now you make money and you can kind of buy whatever you want as long as you're ranked the proper way, which is a new departure, which is kind of interesting. I do like the two modes that they had there, which was just like, one is just grab the suitcases of money and bring them back to your base, which is essentially to capture the flag. But there was one called Blood Money where it's just like, there was a pile of money in the middle of the map. You have two vaults, so it becomes a get the money, bring it back to your vault. The twist is that you can actually rob each other's vault. So the idea is the first side to get the 5 million wins. So what some people started doing, and when I was finally coordinating with a squad, it's like, hey, why are we doing all this hard work? Let's just go to their vault and take all their fucking money. So every time they made a deposit, we just kind of waited them out, killed them, robbed them, and then just grapple hook to the top of a building and then zip line down it, which was amazing. And they also kept parachutes, which was so we set up like an array of grapple hooks that just went up, and you just kind of Batman up the buildings. And then you just jump off the building onto your vault, and you're good to go. Yeah, you saw my Godzilla shirt, but you kind of go from there, and like that was really interesting. And those kind of gameplay dynamics is really cool. And like I love that like the vehicle, you could just ride bitch on a motorcycle and shoot from the back of a motorcycle, or kick out the window and shoot from the side of the squad car, or the turret on the SUVs. There were these police, they had these mobile command centers that acted as mobile spawns. So what some people were doing is like, we're just going to park right by the money pile, so you're just always there. And then later on, what we did was we just parked outside of their vault. So we just had dudes just kept spawning outside, so these guys could never bring money back, or if they tried, they just drop it.
That's crazy.
Or you pick up their cash and go. But the thing is, it took a while to get to that point where you realize, oh, this is really fun, just because there's literally zero tutorials, zero incentive to like, hey, coordinate with your squad outside of like, get the money, bring it back. It's like, no, people need more of a tutorial like that, but that would have worked.
What's in there, dude?
A squad tutorial. If like I said with any Battlefield game, Battlefield could be the best game you ever play if you play with friends. But if like it's not like a Call of Duty where you can just kind of go in and just lone wolf it. If you got a lone wolf Battlefield, you're not gonna have any fun. And I feel like that's what a lot of people end up doing in the beta, because it's just fucking beta, just randomly get thrown into shit like that. So
yeah.
That's my take on it. I don't think the demo looked all that good because this is a super early build of it, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't look great, and like we know how good Battlefield games can be with that Frostbite engine. So we just played an early build of it. I can't wait to see what it looks like down the road. Like Xbox One is gonna get. They just announced that PC version is a beta out now, so you can play it on PC. Xbox One version won't be later until closer to launch. There'll be a beta on Xbox One. And they're gonna show some new modes and some new maps, which will be kind of neat. But I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic about Battlefield Hardline. It's more Battlefield. So if you're a Battlefield fan, you'll probably get a kick out of it. It's weird to justify this whole cops versus robber on like a grand scale. It's like it would have been cool if they're like civilians running around that you can maybe take hostage, or I don't know. It just felt like a Battlefield. It felt like a Battlefield mod for the most part. But that grapple hook is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like you just aim the top of the building and you just kind of climb up, and then you can shoot the ropes.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't know that. I was trying to climb up with a bag of money, and some guy just shot me down, and it was,
Like I always do in Battlefield, I always find a helicopter, I get into it, and then I crash 2 seconds later. That thing is so hard to control, man.
Yeah, and it's great when you're trying to run away with money, or like the one mode where you have to like get these two suitcases of money to an extraction point. People just got a helicopter, picked the guy up, and just flew away, and we were like, oh, damn it, that was super coordinated. Like you could see those matches literally taking like 3 minutes just because they know the routes, and it's like, oh, we can zip line down this way, and people are like pre-setting routes as their money's being robbed. So it's get up the helicopter here, and then you zip line, and you just escape. And like when it's that coordinated, it looks really cool. And that's why my issue with like maybe those Ubisoft demos where it's like those multiplayer games like The Division and stuff like that, it's like no one's ever that I mean, no one unless you're playing with like a clan or like your group of friends, and this is after a while of playing, will you ever get that coordinated? Like, the reality is it's a fucking mess when you play.
Nobody actually plays like that. You're
like
right.
That
about
Rainbow Six Siege mode is just gonna be dudes shooting through walls for 20 minutes because that's hilarious. Like, no one's ever
and
that
people blowing up their squad mates. You
Yeah.
can guarantee that will happen every second game.
Well, what the cool thing about Siege is it's got friendly fire, so I'm like, I love those dynamics where it's just like, hey, you can't go too ape shit because if you kill a guy, he sits out the rest of the round, like those classic Gears of War modes. So yeah, that was good. Like Hardline, yeah, I'm kind of optimistic about it. I mean, it's more fucking Battlefield. I'm like, whatever. Like maybe might have a good single player. It's Visceral working on it, so I'm looking for. The Dead Space guys are working on it.
Yeah, Dead Space. It should be good as far as
this is what they were working on. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, even though as interesting, I'm curious to see what the Dead Space guys would do with a Battlefield. I kind of wanted them to work on like another IP or maybe like a next-gen Dead Space. That'd be kind of neat, maybe.
That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, with that Frostbite engine, ooh, man.
But apparently it's some of Visceral, but other parts of Visceral working on that new Star Wars game. So like I said, it's just EA's got a bunch of stuff coming out, but the real stuff we're not seeing it for a while.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's wrap it up with our final thoughts about E3. Like I said, it was a good show, but it felt like, yeah, you guys have to wait next year until the good stuff. It's like the fact that I just watched most of this shit instead of playing it says that right there. It's like all the really, really big games, you're gonna have to wait till next year, buddy. Not now. No touchy. That's what I took away from it. Oh, Ryan, what did you take away from it if E3 had something to say?
Yeah, I mean, just on a personal level, like I thought it was great because like I got to go for the first time and go as press and everything. So on that end, I loved it. In terms of what they actually showed and what was there and what was revealed, it was kind of safe, and that was kind of the impression I got from a lot of the other people that went because there wasn't anything. Like the stuff they showed was cool, but again, either most of it was in a very very early rough stage, or it's coming out in 2015. And the new stuff that was announced or shown for the first time, I don't think there was really anything that was huge or like anything that was like shown as, oh my god, I need this now. It wasn't really anything that was like blowing people away.
So let me ask Thomas. Let me ask you this as another person who kind of like saw it from a desk like me. What was your kind of takeaway from E3?
This is first of all the first time I've actually could have done like been reporting on E3, as in watching it live and typing up articles. So that was kind of cool in itself.
Interesting.
So I mean,
Continue.
Go ahead, buddy.
For me, I think there was kind of two games that really stood out to me, and they were both games that looked like they're going to be co-op: No Man's Sky and Siege. And that was kind of the impression for me. Like a lot of the multiplayer games looked like there was more, instead of being a focus on like COD, that lone wolf, more of a focus on get a bunch of friends, maybe 4, play around in sort of a squad type thing. I think
that seemed to be like Ubisoft's
their main message kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was co-op. It was like, hey, you want to assassinate people? Bring 3 other dudes with you. I'm like, oh okay. And you want to dance? Dance with 30 people. I'm like, oh, awesome, I guess. Like, so yeah, they were really pushing hard that co-op. Even when Far Cry was like, hey, the guy's got a little helicopter. It's cute. Yeah, that was weird. Like the co-op helicopter in Far Cry. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, what else? Anything else you take away from that, Thomas?
Multiplayer. Also, the good thing is, because I like how Ryan said earlier, Microsofting has kind of become an adjective for just a shitty kind of stally E3 conference. And so it's good to see Microsoft like not kind of choke like they did last year. I think it was sort of to be expected because we've got Phil Spencer as head now. They've been doing a lot of things which suggest that they're actually listening to gamers. So that was the other main takeaway. Microsoft is back in terms of actually making stuff that gamers care about, as opposed to that media box the Xbox One was this time last year.
Yeah, I feel confident. I think people's confidence levels in Microsoft went up exponentially. Just was like, okay, like, and I think it was a kind of a sigh of relief for most people. I was like, okay, so this Xbox One thing looks like it actually might be a gaming console that we thought was going to be, so which is good.
Dude, I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? I may own this thing by the end of the year. Like, I've been turned around.
And that's good. That was the idea, and I think that was the idea of the press conference. And I think that if that was their mission, they accomplished their mission. Like, they didn't announce anything that was like too crazy, but you know what? They made the point across. It's like, yeah, our console can play video games just as well as any other next gen console out there, and I think they pushed that really well. And speaking, TJ Combo, Killer Instinct, he's back. All right, Season 2, Killer Instinct. I was like, good on you.
George, what did you take away from this E3, man?
My takeaway And I think the one that surprised me the most was I was really impressed by Nintendo. I think Nintendo usually kind of drops the ball at these events because usually Nintendo's just there for us to make fun of every year, like play the game, I'm Reggie. And this one they actually came, this was Nintendo half listening to us, and it was like, oh, this is really cool. And we got to see a lot of their games being played, especially through that Treehouse thing. We got to see what Splatoon was about, what Hyrule Warriors was about, and we got that Star Fox tease, even though it was blurry in the background. And we were like, "That's fucking Star Fox! Yeah, it's Star Fox!" And it's like that's all Nintendo has. Want to make your fans happy? Just announce things that they want. Like we saw that Zelda tease, which maybe was in game. I couldn't tell. Like, sure, why not? But look, they're making a Zelda, which is what people want to know, and so just confirm what people already know. So you're working on a fucking Zelda game, and it's even if it doesn't come out in 3 years from now, you know what? They're working on a fucking Zelda game. And I left there thinking like, I'm actually gonna Wii U. That's weird, and I haven't had that thought in a while. But then it's like the Nintendo Wii has games to play. That's strange. Even more so than like the next gen consoles. There's if you pick up a Wii U right now, there's literally a ton of games you can play. And yeah, I thought everyone had like a really good show with the exception of EA, but I think EA was in like a really weird position where they didn't have anything to show but had to show something.
Yeah, so, exactly.
But E3 is always a good show. Working E3 is always a fucking stressful event. I never post as much as I do during a week than I at E3. Giuseppe went insane posting up stuff. Dana, like, everyone like really busted their ass this E3 because for a gaming site, this is when you get your most traffic. This is when you get the most content. If you're doing video, this is when you get the most video. That video lasts you for a year for the stuff you can get from there. So E3 is always a fun show. I think it seemed a little bit
we haven't stopped reporting on it. I'm still writing a bunch of shit.
So E3 is an important show still. I know there's the debate. Just people still do E3. I think we still kind of need it, just kind of because everyone covers it, even like the mainstream media, and we need that event just to kind of make video games, make video games a thing. If the USA Today reports on it, or like even like Entertainment Tonight will report on it, and that's fucking awesome. And like, I like seeing games get this kind of coverage that isn't like, dude killed a bunch of people and blame Grand Theft Auto. This is just like, hey man, fucking Sony. If you're the the LA Times that said Nintendo is making a white PlayStation. Like, aside from funny stories like that, I like seeing this kind of exposure for video games, and I think E3's for that, and I think the press conferences have gotten better, and
yeah, they have.
Which is amazing because the conference was you just usually went in there you went in watching a conference going like, what am I going to make fun of?
Yeah, exactly. That was always the highlight. Who's going to fuck up and what can I make fun of? What's going to be a meme this year? Yeah,
it seems like the people on stage actually give a shit, or like gave the script like a second viewing this time around. Like, hey,
maybe we should have Skittles in the script this time.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it was good. I think they stopped speaking to us like idiots or like, ooh, look, shiny, shiny. You guys like graphics and guns, right? Like they kind of stepped away from that and kind of spoke to us like intelligent human beings, which I always appreciate. Shocking. So yeah, shocking, right? And E3 is always great. Like I can't wait to go just because for us and I know so many writers from different outlets, and it's always just good to see them in one place, just running around like crazy people. I always enjoy that kind of aspect, especially when we do like Comic-Con or PAX. And she's like, I gotta cover shelf. Talk to you later. And then you see him, hey, go get drinks. That to me, the social.
Oh, it's gonna be great because you're as much of a booze hound as I am, dude. We're gonna get loaded.
Oh, I'm a train. I'm a train. I will drink you. I will probably kill you, Tony.
Ryan's gonna have to take care of both of us.
I love you, Ryan. I'm gonna steal the sheets. Is that okay, Ryan? I love you. Your hair's pretty in this light. Like
you can hit on the most amount of women while we're out there. But yeah, E3. Yeah, you're right. It's a needed show. We need this, just for the growth of the industry. I mean, not the growth. Oh, by the way, the industry is growing. We had reports of that. But yeah, it's like it shows the positive aspects of this industry instead of the negative shit that the normal people get to see. So I think it's relevant, and I think next year it's gonna be fucking amazing. Like, cause we got to see all the games they're gonna show next year. It's gonna be great.
We might see playable. We might see Battlefront next year. Like, we didn't mention we saw Mirror's Edge. I guess.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge was like the most complete game we saw, and it was still like sort of just a demo room with guys on flat.
It's still like 2 years away.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially, what we saw is that they have a character design. Because we think this is how Faith is going to look like. She's got a tattoo on her face. That's edgy, right? Like, what kind of person would get a tattoo on her face? That's the kind of person we want to control. I'm like, what? It was a bunch of Frenchmen just yelling. It was just a bunch of Frenchmen saying things to me. I was just like, all right, fine, whatever. Mirror's Edge is a game. Okay, I got it.
She has a tattoo on her face. That is the kind of play that we play.
Yeah. We want, a person who runs off buildings. That what goes through their head? I'm like, I don't know. I'm jumping off a fucking building. That's what that's going through their head.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job, E3.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, let's finish it up with games we've been playing. I've been playing this weird game called Battle Princess Arcadia. I have to do it for. Okay, one thing I'll say about this game that's kind of cool. It reminds me of Dragon Force, not the band, the video game, the Sega Saturn video game. It kind of reminds me of that. I know you guys are like, what the fuck is he talking about? Dragon Space Force. It's not.
I know which game you're talking about. I was a Saturn guy. I know what you're talking about. That's
kind of reminds me of that. So I started playing that, and that's all. I got during that trip. I got to play. Bravely Default. So that was a lot of fun. And obviously, I'm not going to talk about all the games I played out there, but because I didn't play that many. Oh, like 5 of them.
A lot of hands-on. If you want to see what they played at E3, check out all their hands-on footage.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit coming. Okay, so that's what I've been playing, the Battle whatever game. Ryan, what about you? What you been playing?
I haven't really been playing, other than the stuff I played at E3, I haven't really played much. I've been playing the Game of Thrones with Reading of Strong Swords, if that counts, but otherwise, no, other than just the stuff I played at E3 that we talked about. That's it.
Thomas, what about you, man?
I've been getting ready for the big TF2 update, so I've been playing a lot of that.
Ooh, I'm gonna be on that soon too, Thomas.
Yeah.
It's like
collect them hats, son.
all those hats, they need to go somewhere.
George, what about you, man?
A lot of Battlefield Hardline beta. I'm still playing that.
It's still going on.
It's still going on. I'm still playing with people. It's like I said, it's fun. I'm a Battlefield fan, so doing a lot of that. My brother just recently picked up an Xbox One, so we're kind of getting a lot of Titanfall in. Just random anything on Xbox that multiplayer. We're trying to just get together and just trying that out. And I think that's pretty much it. I had a busy week. Like I said, I was away for personal stuff, having the time of my life while you guys were working, so I'm doing a lot of catch up from here. But a lot of Battlefield Hardline. I got back into playing some Banner Saga because I haven't beaten it, so I'm gonna give that a shot. That game's a bummer. It's a good game, but it's just so fucking depressing. But awesome game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a light week for me.
Yeah. But I mean, we've all had a lot of shit to do. We still have a lot of shit to do, so to be expected. There's not many.
Destiny over the weekend. Which was awesome. But we spoke about Destiny and it's great.
It's great. All right, so that's pretty much the show. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Remember to subscribe to DualShockers on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Ryan Meitzler.
We will see you for E3 2015 next year, where we'll announce that we'll have that our game will be delayed to E3 2016, and then at E3 2016 will be delayed to 2017, and so on and so on.
That's
yes. Thomas, Luke.
Great. All right.
Guess you don't want to say nothing, man.
I was paying attention to something else that was happening behind me. So,
Motherfucker.
Yep. Hello from Australia. We have spider viruses here.
Oh! They turned you into Spider-Man.
Oh!
And of course, George Jimenez.
My heart stopped a little bit when he said spider virus, but unlike EA's games, I am all real. No concept here. This is real.
George doesn't have a narrator explaining to you what he is.
Yeah, there's no one describing how great it is to work on a George. No, this is fucking legit. You can play it now. I'll be on the Steam sale next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for everything. We got more shit coming. See you next week.
Oh, and we're giving a giveaway soon. Pay attention to the site.
Oh yeah, we got a giveaway right now, don't we? Go to Al's UFC review. There's a giveaway or something in there.
Yeah, we're giving away the Xbox One version of this guy.
Yeah.
UFC. So if you
talk about that next week, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm giving it away. I'm not keeping it. This is for you. I just happen to have it for whatever reason. It's gonna be for you. So if you like muscly men and then like muscly men punching each other in the face. Yeah, you should totally check out our giveaway.
Oh yeah, and shout out to and I'm forgetting your name, the dude who won the Watch Dogs from us.
That guy, your guy, you're fucking awesome, dude. Let me tell you about this guy. Yeah. I was in a house fire once, and that guy came and saved my life. And then he high-fived me, and then he cooked me dinner. It was amazing. Thank you, that guy.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. By the way, I'm sorry I forget you, but this dude is awesome. He's like, DualShockers runs the gaming industry. I'm like, that guy wins, and by the way, he's a New Yorker, and he runs the A and C train. I'm like, that's fucking cool. So thank you for entering that, and I hope you're enjoying the game. Yeah, okay, that's it. I'm burnt out. I'm done. See you guys next week. Peace.